Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to Stock Market Technical Analysis. This is our live day trading pre-market analysis morning show, folks. Glad to have you. We are May the 5th, Tuesday. No, May the 4th. Why am I thinking May the 5th? Oh, yeah, there is a reason why I'm thinking May the 5th. My mind is definitely um, just in anticipation. The reason I say May the 5th because tomorrow's Wednesday is expiration, and I'm not sure if for those who were not with us in our Discord yesterday, I'm not sure. It may have happened actually last week or something. But QQQ, one of our beloved ETF, now it's set up exactly like SPY in providing option expiration for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I don't know about you, but for me, that definitely got me very excited. Yeah, I kid you because yesterday QQQ was moving and I just went to the option chain and I discovered it like that. I kid you, I was just like, oh, but why is it exciting, folks? Why is it exciting, traders? Here's the thing. Remember, SPY encompasses all the sectors, yeah, all 11 sectors of the market, meaning you will have healthcare in there, you will have energy, all of us. So in order for SPY to move big, when SPY move big, really, that means the overall market, aka the majority of the sectors, yeah, they're moving in that direction where SPY is moving. Or maybe a great deal the big movers, because we know SPY is very biased, folks. SPY is heavily biased towards the Qs. So the excitement about QQQ, because QQQ, and actually I'm going to do a quantitative analysis on here to support which that I'm saying. QQQ will tend to move solely based on the movement of the stock that's in the Nasdaq 100, right? So their move, they're usually bigger, meaning the intensity, the dynamic of the move, they are bigger than what SPY can do. Specifically lately, we have seen that here. If you have been watching us for a while, which they say, oh, in pre-market, either QQQ will be leading in whatever direction, or it will be lagging. Let's say if the market is advancing the most, QQQ will be the one advancing the most. So that's make it very exciting that they're providing that. So I mean, the fact that the giving Mr. Joe's asking if IWM to follow, yeah, IWM, yeah, but I mean, for me the excitement is on QQQ, because in case you don't know, the top 10, we have done it here in the past, but let me take the opportunity to give you the stock that's actually make QQQ move. Just by the name of those stocks, you and I, we should be able to say that, hey, this is exciting, meaning that we will be getting a my excitement here. Let me try to go get QQQ. We will be getting a de facto ability to trade some of these big stocks with a closer range. Meaning, why is that important? Why is that significant? Because the cost of the option is much more cheaper. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Yeah. So the top 10 holding in QQQ very quickly: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Facebook, Google. I don't know about you, but I don't remember the last time I traded a Google option just because they're so expensive, or Amazon option. Tesla options are very expensive. If you want to trade them with below 50 cents, that imply you have to go and fetch way out of the money contract. So that's really not ideal usually. Whereas on here, I mean, being able to be trading 5 cents contract on QQQ, 10 cents contract on QQQ, I can't wait. I'm excited. For me, actually, I think now, I mean, there will be any proof to that. By default, I will be trading QQQ in lieu of SPY. Literally, I kid you not. I kid you not. So yeah, I didn't finish my list. So Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Facebook, Google, Alphabet, obviously the parent company of Google, Nvidia, PayPal, and Intel. That's the top 10 stock. Each one of these, I mean, they are not weighted in the same manner. Both Apple, Microsoft, they account for over 21% already. If you add in Amazon at 8% and Tesla at 4%, plus Facebook, you literally, that's a whole enchilada. All right. Ooh, all right. And then on top of that, well, today, this is just the second day of May. There's this old saying in the markets, sell in May and go away. I'm not so sure if that's what's taking place here, but the market definitely is starting on the back foot on here with all indexes. Even let's see, I was checking Germany earlier. I've been looking at the market for the last couple of hours at least. So even in Germany, I think the DAX was losing minus 1 points. Yeah, it's threatening to come below 15,000. If you have been watching that index, oh my goodness. Okay, I've done research on this in the past. There's an article written on the blog Successful Trading in terms of the European markets, which you can track with the DAX index, the German index. They're ahead of us, meaning that they have been open for almost 5 hours, 5.5 hours. Yeah. So when first we're in pre-market and you see some type of trend on there, it could give you an indication on how far in that direction we can go here in the US market. Recently, though, over the last 3 months or so, the correlation between what's going on in Europe and us here and in the US and the US has not been that strong. Has not been that strong. But I have to say that when you see something like this, a big, sharp decline, typically on the bearish direction in Europe, in Germany, they are crossing a major value. 15,000 was something that the DAX index has not gone through for almost 5 years. And it was able to do it this past March and April. So coming below it definitely could signal the beginning of something on here. So for us, let's very quickly on here take a 30,000 feet view of QQQ. Now we're gonna start with QQQ each and every single day here. So whatever strategy that you may have learned on SPY, I will strongly suggest you apply that to QQQ. And if you don't know how we trade SPY on here, well, this is your opportunity. We will gladly invite you and teach you. Yeah, that's what we do here at Successful Trading. I will personally be teaching you through coaching, one-on-one coaching session, and what's how to go about tackling on option trading and making money trading options. That's really what this educational platform is. Again, it is currently 9 a.m. Eastern Time in New York and in Toronto. You're catching a live day trading pre-market analysis here at Successful Trading. I'm coming to you. My name is Telex. I'm coming to you from Southern California, where it's currently 6 a.m., which means it is 1 p.m. in the beautiful city of London. London, not far, well, London, yeah, at least in the same time zone as Manchester, where a big Champions League game will be going. I don't know if there are any soccer players who are listening, but there's that French team that's going to be playing the semi-final against Manchester later today in exactly 6 hour times or so. So that's I'm just no, not that I'm excited about soccer. Just if a friend of mine follows it and keep me abreast of what's going on. All right, so back to the stock market here before we get. By the time that match will start with 1 hour left to trade. So that last hour of QQQ will be interesting, folks. But the beginning of the day here will definitely be interesting. This is the daily chart of QQQ. Is that true? I have to pinch myself every single time that I watch some of this chart, because that's recent. So QQQ has been going sideways since mid-April, right? And what have we been telling you? Yesterday, and remember at this very same place, maybe at this very same time yesterday, saying, okay, the Bollinger Band of QQQ were getting closer and closer, meaning the distance between the upper and the lower Bollinger, right? That's signal that a big move will be coming. The problem is that we don't know the direction, but I mean, that's okay. And when we see that, just that we are ready, yeah? So it seems as if it's breaking bearishly, meaning it's the trend, the direction is here is a downward direction. How do we know that? Yesterday, first of all, we closed below the yellow line exponential moving average 8. That is your momentum indicator, meaning that if you want to know, is the stock bullish or bearish, ask yourself, what is the exponential moving average? 8, it is a good indicator, because 8 days on a daily chart, or if you're on the 15-minute chart, the most recent 8 candles, they could tell you that. So when it's start changing direction, has been flat since April 19, thereabout on here, and just not providing us any direction. Now, with this gap down, you're going to see that it will be coming to cross below the longer term exponential moving average. We are using the EMA 20 here for that. If you set up your chart, your technical chart with two exponential moving average, that's the reason for that, because you are going to have one which is over the short term period, 8. Some people will use 8 or 9, and then some people use the 20 for longer period or the 50 as well. So a crossover of those two is usually an indication of a big swing in direction. So here we're starting bearishly on here. So in terms of potential target, whoa boy. Well, obviously here the closest natural resistance and natural support, if you will, because we are going down. The EMA 8 or the EMA 20, 335.67. We are 333.50 something. So the next point on here, it's the lower Bollinger by itself, 331. So and from there, my friend, we have to look left. Where was the previous support, right? I see 324 here, because all of these points on here, the stock was just gapping. So, but we need to go to look at the next point in the chart, looking left, meaning in the past, where we had a lot of touches. You see a lot of touches here at 324. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what tells you where the next support is. That's a very, very easy way to go about that. So QQQ, we are loving it. We are loving it. So now we can take advantage of that by trading May the 5th. Hence, yeah, I never get to explain why I said today was no. I wish today was Wednesday expiration day, because with the stock moving minus 0.8 or minus 1% in pre-market, that's definitely set us up for opportunity to make money trading option. Well, how about SPY? Well, I mean, we're not going to neglect SPY, but it's just say SPY. If you're playing coy, SPY has not yet here in pre-market crossed below the EMA 20. So, but that will be the next support line for it, and that level is at 412.86. I think I did mention, was it yesterday or Friday? I said, if you were to ask me at some point, we have to expect that SPY is going to come and test 400 again. It just, I mean, the way that thing rose through it gapped up, folks. Yeah, the day that this was April 1st, yeah, it was almost like a joke. It'd be a bad joke. We just gap up. And then since then, we went all the way to 418 first. And then I've been telling you that 418 level was not something that the stock has not been stable above 418. We closed one day above 418. That was on the 29th, last Thursday. And then immediately the next day we got back down. That's a telltale sign of what's going on. So I'm not saying that all of it has to happen today, but the beginning of this week, it's definitely providing a potential view of what is yet to come, with 2 weeks left in earnings season. And we have a slew of earnings, folks, later this week, right? We talked about them yesterday. All of those companies I was looking at in pre-market, they are moving sharply on the downside. I'm talking the likes of Etsy. I'm talking about the likes of PayPal. I'm talking about the likes of Square. It's a companion, if you will. I'm talking the like of Roku. All of those, they have the earnings this coming Thursday, going into Friday, right? We talked about them yesterday. So it's going to be very, very, very intriguing week. As I say that, I'm picking an eye onto what's going on in Europe. DAX is definitely crossing below 15,000 and ongoing minus 1.66 over there. So for us, what does this mean on here? So it's rare. The few instances that you usually have in the pre-market that, okay, the indexes that QQQ, it's gapping down by close to minus 1% is no man's land, meaning only two things can happen. Either we go sharply further down, meaning if we start at minus 1%, we could go minus 2%, minus 3%, yes. Or with the index, they will find buyers, will find support, and we can reverse all of that. So definitely, with today not being an expiration day, meaning tomorrow is an expiration day, we can really, really set up nice trade here on the ETFs, SPY and QQQ expiring tomorrow. All right, so that's about the overall stock market on here. And as I say that, well, let's say hello to a few folks on here in the live chat. Hello, Mr. Joe, Beautiful Gates, JD Snog, and who else? It's Arthur. Thank you for being with us. All right. Then what do we want to highlight? What do we want to highlight? We want to highlight a couple of things. Well, market is moving, so meaning there are opportunities for us to trade, and the strategy, one of the strategies that we like the most here, it's called a gangster strategy. If you don't know what that is, again, we strongly invite you to join us and inquire about how to take advantage of it. Last week, for instance, the gangster strategy worked on UPS. Caterpillar was we didn't even consider Caterpillar. That was a shame. I end up trading this one very late, but there was a 30 bagger, folks. Yeah, on that trade. AMG was a trade that we took on here. Western Digital on Friday as usual. So for us, let's carry on that momentum here with a stock that we are to be familiar. If for the subscriber, if you go inside of the Gangster Trade channel and you go to February the 16th, CVS had earnings. Yeah, I told you Mr. Ryan reminded me of that because it could not be forgotten. So on that day, on the earnings, we traded against a trade on CVS. I'm going to duplicate exactly a similar setup on here on that day, because all you have to do is to go look at the chart. Yeah, that's the beauty of these studies, because if you are able to see patterns, the behavior of a stock after a while, guess what? You only have all you have to do is repeat that. So on that day, CVS was starting at 75. So for us, we end up setting up trades pretty much very far out of the money in each direction, right? So on that day, we went and took 80 and 81 calls. I'm reading it from our Gangster. And then we set up 69 and 70 puts. And the beauty on here is that it's really good when you have this data. I put a comment on there. After we have taken the trade, literally 2.5 hours in, yeah. So that hey, I was able to get all the entry for less than 10 cents, and the 70 puts they were paying 600% just after 2.5 hours, and the 69 puts were paying 400%. So let's on here. So let's draw a parallel on that. Yeah. So at the time the stock was trading pre-market 79. For us on here, the stock is trading. Was trading at 75. Today the stock is trading at 79. So knowing which that we know right now from that, so 5 points away, it's definitely a way to go. So 5 points away will give us 84. So 84, we can, yeah, so we can say 84, 85 calls for 5 to 10 cents. All right. And on the other direction, at the time we use 69.70 put. So from here for us, that's going to be 74.75 puts, and we want to get these between 5 to 10 cents, meaning if you put in a limit order of 10 cents, you are likely to get that trade. All right, so let me type it here, because I mean there are only 5 people on here. Oh, this is interesting. So what do I want to do on here? So yeah, I'm entering the trade for for CVS. So this is Tuesday. I have to put in the date first. May the 3rd, May the 4th, Delex, come on now. 2021. All right. So I'm just typing in the Gunstore in the Gunstore channel. So, all right. So number one, CVS, May the 7th expiration, and we are going for doesn't matter which puts or calls, 84, 85 calls for, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Okay, so I put 5 to 10 cents. Yeah, for me, I'm going to put in 10 cents for my limit order. Yeah, and then 74, 75 puts for 5 to 10 cents. All right. And again, as usual, you can put any limit that you want in there. I mean, for us, we just give you the principle, right? Nothing preclude you from saying, okay, I'm going for the 70 puts or 72 puts for 1 cent or something like that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong on there. Or vice versa, to say you go for the 85, now the 89 or 87 calls for 1 cent or 2 cents. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. All right. So that's about CVS. Other stock that's moving in pre-market, I think Mr. Ryan said yesterday that he wanted to take a shot at a gangster trade on Microsoft because of the news that came out about the co-founder of Microsoft divorce. Okay, Microsoft is down minus 0.08, is minus 0.8%, about dropping 2 points here from 251.86 yesterday to about 250 thereabout. Yeah, I mean, you can take a shot at it if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. It's moving in pre-market. So, but in pre-market here, there's some stock that, so for me, I've seen momentum already yesterday, right? So if Microsoft at some point give me the direction, I will definitely take the trade. You can make money on the after the open, right? By taking a directional trade. There's nothing wrong about that. So some of the stock that I want to bring here that was giving a direction, as I see Miss Festus, because I always like when a trader, we talk about something. Excuse me. We talk about something and it comes to friction. So Miss Festus, she can tell you that yesterday she pinged me regarding a trade that she wanted to take on Snap. So congratulations. I hope you took the trade. My only recommendation was, as usual, because Snap last week made money on it, but it wasn't an easy trade. It was a bit erratic type of trade. So Snap has been bearish, folks. I said it yesterday, right? Inside of the Telex updates channel, most of the social media stock, they definitely they were bearish yesterday. I mean, other than Twitter, which at some point, for whatever reason, somebody decided just through market manipulation. I'm sorry, I don't like using that word, as you guys know, but I mean, the fact that ARK bought Twitter, that was news from Friday. Yeah, because anybody in America, you know what ARK is buying. They send you can subscribe to that. I'm subscribed to that. So at the end of the day, usually, typically, lately I've been seeing it later and later. The email coming at like between 4 and 5 Pacific time, so 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern time. We knew that on Friday that they bought Twitter on two of the ETFs. So when that so-called news came yesterday, and it wasn't new because the stock started going down for, I don't know, for almost 2.5 hours, and then that came as brand new information. It wasn't brand new information. Come on now, give me a break. All of a sudden, Twitter just decided to swing on the other direction. The move was so violent, I kid you not. Yeah, and it's not because I lost tiny money on it, but it was just curious to me to say, okay, something that was already known, somebody will just come and publish it as, oh, it's a brand new thing. It was not a discovery, folks. That yesterday, that ARK bought Twitter shares on Friday. That was in the reports on Thursday, on Friday at the end of the day. Meaning, what do I mean by that? Meaning that news, if that news was really supposed to be a bullish news, Twitter will not have gone down first in the morning by, I don't know how much was it down before recovering. So that was one of those funny things. So all right, so that's that. So Snap is trending down. Pins is trending down. That's another social media stock definitely. And then I talked about some stocks that have earnings later this week that are really, for me. I'm looking at Square, PayPal, just those two, right? Especially Square, because it's a very dynamic stock. Square and PayPal, they trade in the same vicinity. Yesterday, PayPal closed at 259, is down minus 1.3% this morning, and Square closed at 243.68 yesterday, and now is down minus 1.9, almost 2% in pre-market at 239. That's wow. So for me, those are the candidates that I definitely want to take a flyer on. Why? Because they have earnings on Thursday later on this week. The cost of the option, actually, because implied volatility will be higher, but since they are moving, guess what? This is our way to take advantage of it, meaning we can't really afford to take out of the money contract on here to fit within our budget, right? But then the implied volatility itself, because the stock is moving, and in anticipation, on top of the anticipation that the market makers, they will add to the earnings. So getting into trade for those stocks, it's very, very enticing here at this time. So again, let me give you the list. You can pick whichever one you want: PayPal, Square, Etsy, Peloton. Those four, or even Roku if you want. Roku is even more expensive, a stock at $335, meaning there's a proportionality between the value of the underlying stock and the cost of its option. If just that's what I'm implying on there. That's in terms of, we're not talking about buying the stock outright, but trading the options. Yeah, Etsy is moving from $190 yesterday at the close at 187. But yesterday, actually, you could have traded. They traded Etsy directionally. It's chart. Look at the chart of Etsy yesterday. It was posting lower lows throughout the day. Those are trades that we teach you here at Successful Trading to trade, meaning they are really follow the trend of a stock. It's the most certain way to make money out of this market. All right, everybody, thank you for coming. Hopefully you got something out of this. So a lot of moving part this morning, which means that a lot of opportunities for you and me to make money. So hopefully you take advantage. And if you have any question, let us know. Send us an email, send us a message, leave us a message on our YouTube channel on any type of content that you will like see. Until then, have a great trading session, and we see you tomorrow, same place, same time. Bye-bye.